Recently, I had the chance to go to England and Greece. We used many types of transportation. We drove in cars, on trains.
Welcome to London train station.
On bus, on boats.
I am on a ferry going to the island Agena.
And on planes. We took 6 flights in our trip with 3 different size planes. In London, we walked 16 miles and saw many important sights.
Welcome to St. Paul's Cathedral!
Most of the place we saw were along the Thames River, which is the longest river in London.
I am here next to this unique night post. As you can see, there's fish wrapped all around it, and it's all beautiful, and at night it lights up the river. And here we are at the Palace of Westminster.
Westminster is now the home of Parliament. Parliament is the governing body of England. Big Ben is being repaired right now, so it is covered in scaffolding. The Tower of London is a castle that has been used for many things. It was once a prison. Currently, it houses the crown jewels of England. We crossed several bridges on our walk through London.
Welcome, and this is the Tower Bridge.
The Tower Bridge is still in use today.
Welcome to the Globe Theater.
The Globe Theater is where many of William Shakespeare's plays were performed. Shakespeare is one of the most famous playwrights in the world.
Hello there, I am Truman, and I am up here on this bridge, which is on the River Thames, and in the background we have the Eye of London.
The Eye of London is a huge Ferris wheel next to the River Thames. Athens is the capital city of Greece.
This is Athens.
Athens is a historical city thousands of years old. Athens is named after the ancient Greek goddess Athena. Athena was a goddess of wisdom and knowledge. We stayed in a house in Praga, one of the coolest and oldest neighborhoods in Athens. Close to this neighborhood was Sitagora Square. This is the home of the Hellenic Parliament. The changing of the guard is very famous.
This is the Library of Athens.
The National Library is next to the Academy of Athens. In the Academy, we saw the statues of Athena and her brother Apollo. Apollo was the ancient Greek god of music. We walked past Hadrian's Gate. The gate was named for a Roman emperor who was known for important construction jobs in Athens. We also walked past the columns of the Olympic Zeus. Zeus was known as the king of the gods. Columns are supporting pillars. Columns are typically shaped like a tube. They hold things up. Doric columns are the oldest columns. They are very simple. Ionic columns came later. Ionic columns look like they have a scroll on top.
This is a Corinthian column.
The new columns are Corinthian columns. They are very detailed. They often have grape leaves on them. You can tell how old the column is by how many syllables it has. The fewer the syllables, the older the column. We also visited the Olympic Stadium.
Welcome to the Athens Olympic Stadium.
Ancient Greeks love sports. They organize the Olympic Games every 4 years. The Olympic Games were dedicated to Zeus. In Athens, other important games and festivals were dedicated to Athena. We also went shopping in Athens. In Athens, you cannot use dollars. Instead, you pay with euros. Euros are a currency used throughout the European Union, but not in England. The most famous place in Athens is the Acropolis. The Acropolis is home to the Parthenon and many other historical structures. We visited the Acropolis Museum where we saw many old statues.
Welcome to the Acropolis Museum. These are the maiden columns.
The maidens were originally in a small temple on the Acropolis. There were 6 maidens, but only 5 are in Athens. The other maiden is in England, but we didn't see it when we were there.
These are the friezes from Athens' Parthenon.
The Parthenon was originally constructed as a temple for Athena. It was impressive.
Hello there, I am Truman and I am in Greece with the Parthenon behind me.
The Parthenon was built 2,500 years ago. We could see the Acropolis from the rooftop terrace at our house in Athens. While we were in Greece, we had the opportunity to visit the beach a couple of times. The beaches we visited were all along the Mediterranean Sea. The Mediterranean Sea is a large sea. It is surrounded by the continents of Europe, Asia, and Africa. We visited one beach on the island of Aegina. The water was clear and we could see all the way to the bottom.
Hello here, and I am Truman and I am standing here at the shore side with all of these Greek islands behind me, and I found a sea urchin.
We saw lots of sea urchins. We were careful not to touch them when we went swimming. That would hurt. While walking along the beach, I saw many colorful stones. We also saw lots of wildlife. We saw a pair of hermit crabs. As the hermit crabs get bigger, they leave their shell to find a larger one. We saw cormorants. Cormorants are large birds. They were sun tanning on the rocks. We saw other birds too, like seagulls. The seagulls followed our ferry to Aegina. In a national park, we saw fast-moving lizards. In the national garden, we saw a whole pond covered in turtles. We also saw tortoises roaming wild and free. We visited some other places in Greece.
This is the theater of Dionysus. This is the ancient city of Corinth. I am right here next to the Temple of Ophia. This is the Temple of Athena. I am Truman and I am standing in front of an ancient Egyptian bathhouse. Welcome to the Rhodes Theater. This is the Library of Adrian.
We went to Mycenae and saw a castle. We visited Marathon, which is world famous for its race. Well, on the island of Aegina, we saw many amazing things. I also learned about pistachios.
Aegina is known for its pistachio trees and pistachios, and this is what a pistachio tree looks like.
I love eating pistachios. My adventures in Greece taught me a lot about different cultures, history, food, and wildlife. This is Truman Bowers signing out.